This is Tom with the Tractor Rescue Ranch. I just wanted to talk a little bit about this old swather. I got this from a neighbor, about 4 or 5 miles north of me. It's an old New Holland. I haven't got a clue what year it is. Kind of hard to find information about it, but it's a 905 New Holland. Anyway, he had it and used it on his farm for years and years, and he blew this main drive belt on it, and at that point he just parked it rather than fixing it, and so I had to put a new belt on it. It was quite a project to put that belt on it. You had to pull all of the drive apparatus apart up there in order to get that new belt on, and then this variable pulley had to pull apart, which was no big deal. Anyway, so I put a new belt on it, but anyway, it sat for 20 years before I got it from him, and it's got a Ford motor in it. But anyway, the motor was froze up, but it wasn't really bad, luckily. I put some ATF down the spark plug holes and let it sit for a while. And then I was able to, from there, I was able to just get I put a ratchet strap around this pulley right here and worked it back and forth a little bit, and it broke loose pretty easy. Anyway, I thought I'd run it for a few years, see what happens with it. I think this winter, if my budget will allow, I'm going to rebuild that motor. The only problem with it at this point is it burns quite a bit of oil. Runs good, but burns quite a bit of oil. So I'm guessing it's something from that rust being froze up in there in the cylinders needing to work on. Anyway, very handy unit. Self-propelled swather. A lot of the work I do around here is just small stuff in small fields, and these self-propelled swathers are just a lot easier to cut the hay in a small field. Runs really good. At this point, other than the engine frozen, there was a lot of other things I had to do to it. I went through the carburetor, obviously sitting for 20 years, and just did a complete service on it. The water pump was also froze up, so I had to take it apart, get it working better, and then the fuel pump wasn't pumping, and so I pulled it all apart. The neat thing about these old rigs is that everything on them is meant to be worked on. There are no throwaway parts. Seems like you can pull every component on that motor apart and work on it and get it going. Anyway, it turned out to be a pretty good machine for my little needs, and since it's turned out to be so reliable, other than that motor burning some oil, I think it might be worth rebuilding that motor this winter. If I do end up doing it, I'll have to just see what my budget is. If I do end up doing it, I'll get it all on video and see how it goes from there. There is no crimper in it. It used to have a crimper, but the guy I got it from says the bearings went apart on it and they just eliminated it because everything he was doing at the time was just grass hay. Didn't need to crimp those stems on the alfalfa. So I'm fine with it not having a crimper. Most everything I do is just grass hay as well. Can get by without a crimper quite well on it. And the little bit of alfalfa that I'm doing on shares. This year we cut it a little bit early because there was no crimper, so them stems didn't get real big, and the guy that I'm working with on that deal likes his hay cut a little bit early anyway, instead of getting tall and woody. So it's working out fine for me. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please subscribe and watch for more videos on this kind of stuff. Thanks.